0, 1.
Let's get started.
Why they stopping me?
Bye, crypto bro.
What's going on, crypto peeps? It's that guy again, Ball Deep Crypto, coming at you with another piece here on SHX Stronghold. We're going to get into Tammy Camp. We're going to get into Sean Bennett. We're going to get into a little bit of the relationships that SHX has forged and formed. And you're looking at it currently here, sitting just right above 2 cents. I'm going to say that again, just above 2 cents, people. You've got a 24-hour volume of 3.11 million, a total market cap of 119 million. I think after you see this video, you might change your mind on what SHX is going to be, and what they've already done. It's just, in my opinion, under the radar. Again, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research, or if you don't, listen to your boy Ball Deep. Let's get into it. All right, let's go over here to X real quick. See Green Knuckles up here, my guy. Shout out to him, talking about SHX. I know I said it in the previous video, but I'd like to reiterate it. SHX is a preferred partner of Nacha. Nacha is ACH. That is how you get a direct deposit. They want 100% of all checks to be direct deposit in the future. That's what they're pushing for. So you're talking about currently an $82.5 trillion a year industry with a 3 to 5% annual increase, people. 2 cents Stronghold is a preferred partner. Let's check that out. They're right there. You see them? ISO 222 compliant current partners of Nacha. You are talking about 1% of that business is $900 billion worth of revenue flowing through annually. And that's just 1%. So you're talking about potential here beyond potential. Now let's get into it. Besides Ripple and Stellar, I asked who was an early investor in Stronghold SHX. Some of the early investors, as you can see here, you've got a co-founder of the Bancorp Group. You've got a former CEO of the Bancorp Group, founding team of Square, CEO and founder of Marquita, Oppenheimer CEO, former founder of NerdWallet, co-founder of SoFi, which I believe is linked in with Bancorp, I believe, or maybe Square, Hacking Group, Protocol, Commerce Ventures. You know, you've got Bessemer Venture Partners. I believe they do like $24 billion a year, or hold $24 billion worth of assets. Freestyle Capital, Hack VC, Precursor. Those are a few besides Ripple and Stellar. Obviously, they run on the Stellar rails. We're one of the first partners, and we'll see the ties and why Ripple and XRP and Stellar and XLM knew exactly who Stronghold is. Now, also, in case you didn't know, IBM, you might have heard of them, a little company, a little bit of technology based. They have been working with crypto and blockchain technologies. As you can see here, they offer a cloud-based platform, the IBM platform, operating and securing businesses. Additionally, IBM has got Hyperledger, which we're going to get into in a little bit here. Hyperledger is a founding member. IBM is a founding member of Hyperledger, an open source effort focused on advancing blockchain technology across industries. So working across different blockchains and blockchain platforms. Now, as you can see here, their partnerships. IBM collaborates with various organizations, including Stellar and Stronghold. Also, they work with Ripple. So, as you can tell, with Hyperledger, that's Ripple. So, I mean, you're talking about the trifecta, the triangle, the San Francisco connection, the San Francisco treat. So there it is right there, IBM. Now, IBM also had worked with them with something called WorldWire, as you can see here. This is, I believe, in 2018 or 2019. IBM has already used Stronghold in the SHX. They use it as their digital dollar for cross-border payments and settlements in real time. Instead of, here's an old article, and this was by Jesse Ludd, the VP of IBM Worldwide. Instead of waiting 3 to 5 days to clear and settle IBM Worldwide transactions, that use Stronghold to resolve it in real time. So this is real-time settlement, like crypto is, and this is going to be on-demand liquidity. You don't have to wait, let it settle, let money sit in Nostra Vostra. $5 trillion at a it can be in there at a time, which is money that's not being able to be moved. Money that is not being able to be used is frozen, stuck. They don't like that. They want money to move, settle, and be able to be moved again and again and again and again. That's the future they want. They want it cheap. They want it fast. They want clarity. They want ISO 222 gives them the coding and everything else. So this is how they want the money to be, and it's where money is going. Again, not financial advice. As you can see down here, the challenge was the internet was revolutionized how we share data, but the ways banks exchange values haven't changed in a decade. Hello? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening right now. Cross-border remittance fees average 7.1%, and transactions can take days, sometimes weeks to settle, and approximately 1.7 billion audits still lack access to financial services. Each hop in a cross-border transaction raises the potential for exchange rate loss and security hiccups, and Nostra accounts tie up almost $5 trillion in capital that could be put to use elsewhere, particularly in developing nations. So IBM sought to, financial technology with a robust regulatory and compliance framework that was enabled real-time settlement. Instead of waiting 3 to 5 days to settle these transactions using Stronghold, SHX, resolve them in real time. Because each unit of value is tracked discreetly and publicly, Stronghold's USD settlement vehicle is safer than cash. At launch, IBM Worldwide included 47 currencies and 72 countries with more than 1,081 unique currency trading pairs. There we go. So as you can see the benefit of it and everything else. So we pull up here. It's going to pull up the Medium article that Stronghold had written about it. How Stronghold USD now powering payments and foreign exchange in 70-plus countries. As you can see there, shout out to the co-founders, Sean Bennett, Tammy Camp. There they are. Shout out to you. We're going to get into a little bit who they are and what they do here. As you can see, this is back in 2019. Using Worldwide, participants can discover each other's capabilities, negotiate FX rates, and transfer value in real time. Worldwide already supports payment locations in 72 countries, encompassing 44 banking systems and 47 fiat currencies, with more partners to come on board. So right here, basically what they've done is we've worked extensively with IBM to integrate our platform API. That's what they do. That's what Sean Bennett specializes in. That's what Tammy Camp specializes in, building out APIs for companies and businesses and institutions to move across multiple layers of platforms and business to make money move efficiently, whether it be digital, currently credit, whatever it may be. They build the APIs. So because our technology offers maximum transparency and minimal delays, today's launch represents a significant step forward in a distributed ledger technology. Now this, in 2019, I believe was ahead of its time, because as you can see here, currently, IBM Worldwide is not currently being used for whatever reason. Now, I don't know if it's completely shut off, but I can't find anything on that. I kind of tried to dive, but I could not find nothing. But they stopped using it. So, I found this Reddit file right here, IBM Worldwide. And what it's saying is here, is it still being used, yada, yada, like I was just saying. It says IBM shut down Worldwide a few years ago, and the guy whose team built and promoted it was fired. It's now an outdated open source repo on GitHub that nobody uses or cares about, is what he says. He says, first, it's quite the show. First, they launched Worldwide with a big fanfare. Then a couple weeks later, the VP in charge was sacked, and they backpedaled on it. A few weeks later, another VP went on record on some podcast. This is what he says. I couldn't find the podcast. Explaining why they don't want to use blockchain because obfuscation is not privacy. So it looks like, I just said, it looks like they didn't believe in the technology in 2009. They canned it, believing it wasn't going to be safe and secure, and so they went and made the decision exactly to cut it down. I didn't have anything to do with how it operated. I believe it had no hiccups, that everything ran smoothly, and it was by all means a success as far as moving money and transferring it and making it settle fast. Now this guy down here throws a little comment in here which I liked. He says, it's a shame it was canned, really. The IBM product looked really promising. All public payments were supposed to run through Stellar. Hello, of course. Stronghold, in case you didn't know, runs on Stellar. Stellar is the plumbing. I explain it to people at my work all the time, or anybody that asks. Crypto, Stellar, XRP even, when I try to explain what crypto is, it's the plumbing that all the money's going to move on. It's like when you turn water on, it comes out fast. You don't think about, man, that's fast water. No. You know it comes out fast because the plumbing is good. When money moves fast and money moves safely, it's the plumbing. If the plumbing is good, the water is good. And water is liquid. Liquid is money. So there we are. Anyways, he says, I was just digging through my old comments and found some things I posted back. Really unfortunate things didn't pan out. IBM Food Trust, including Albertsons, Walmart, which we'll get into here with Tammy Camp and what she did for Walmart, Nestle, Kroger, etc., Tyson, interacts with Worldwide, built on the Stellar network and handles food payments. So it looks like they had inlines there with the API and everything else, which makes sense because Tammy Camp built the API for Walmart. I probably didn't know that, right? And I believe she also built the API for the international transactions and settlements for eBay. She's a prodigy, and we'll get into that here in a second. TradeLens, linked is now dead. Marsk, CMN, this is like a Hapag Lloyd, looks like international shipments and stuff like that. Interacts with Worldwide, built on Stellar, handling shipping payments. Look for more usage in the records. IBM Food Trust, the deadline Walmart gave its suppliers to update their data. Having been a key platform partner to the IBM Food Trust, Walmart last year issued a mandate to all its suppliers of leafy greens, stating that they had to get onto the blockchain by a deadline of September of 2019. So it looks like Walmart, again, was all in on it. So can't find anything about it. It says down here, Walmart has been working with IBM on food safety blockchain solution, and today it announced it's requiring that all suppliers of leafy green vegetables for Sam's and Walmart upload their data. So I don't know if they're going to start it back up, if they're going to rebrand it, if they're onto something else, I don't know. But they have worked with Stronghold and Stellar via Stronghold, and they have used the Rails. So there we are. Now let's get into Tammy Camp, founder of Stronghold SHX. As you can see here, shout out to the Phoenix Rising, State 48, shout out. Repping the Valley. So we've got Elon Musk, Peter Diamandis, who was the Singularity founder. So you've got the Casper partnership. I don't believe Meta Poliker, if that's messed up, sorry, is part of World Labs anymore. As you can see, it's part of the World Economic Forum. You've got X, you've got the Everything app, you've got Tammy Camp has got a long history of being involved with a lot of big fish. She's been, I think, coding since she was 6 years old. Just a shout out here if you want to get into it here, a little about Tammy Camp. This is an article that I found where she's wrote a long time ago, September 16th, but part of the 500 Global team, talking about how she's currently a partner at 500 Startups, the most active venture capital firm in the world with over 1,500 companies in our portfolio. Kind of gives you a little overview of who she is and what she's kind of done. I'm not going to get into it. Just wanted to show you what it was if you want to read a little bit more about her right there. Now, what we do have here is a couple of podcasts that Tammy Camp was involved with. So, this is Tammy Camp Virtual Payments Network at capbase.com. As you can see, Tammy Camp Virtual Payment Network. You can look it up under there. kind of gives you an idea who she is. Tammy Camp founded Stronghold in 2017. Tammy was also the first head of growth for Stellar. So Jed McCaleb tapped her to be the first head of growth, the open source platform for fiat and digital currencies. In this role, she helped the platform attract an astounding 4 million users within the first 2 months of operations. So she's got a history of marketing, of being able to attract business. That was kind of her forte. We're just going to get into that. The next has a transcript on the next podcast. But anytime you get a chance to sit down and you see a video or an old video and you want to listen to Tammy Camp kind of rehash who she is and what she's about, I would recommend listening to it. The lady is very smart. She has been coding, like I said, since she was been 6. Also, it says here, she's a graduate of Global Startup Program at Singularity University at NASA Ames and received her bachelor's degree from Georgia State University. I didn't know this. She also holds the kiteboarding world record for most completed back loops in 1 minute. So shout out to that. I didn't know that. Damn. Kind of goes overview of what it is and everything else. But like I said, we're going to go over here. There's another podcast here. I'm going to go up here and show you what it is. Episode Drop Dead Copy, episode 107, Tammy Camp on being an elite distributor, not a marketer. So it kind of gives an overview of what it's about. Right here in this episode, you discover who she is. She borrowed from PayPal's methods. For massive growth, she didn't want 200 board, and they want 400, 4 million, yada, yada, yada. Here's the raw transcript. So he says, right here, she said, to info what you actually do, what some of the startups do for email distribution. Can you give me a list of a background of who you are and what you did? Sure. So I actually started in 2001 as an affiliate marketer. Back in the day, I think I've generated over $100 billion worth of affiliated revenues. And then this guy says, did you say $1 billion? And she's like, yeah, $1 billion. I was a super affiliate for many, many years. So that's how I got my start in growth and distribution. And I moved to San Francisco because I wanted to be in Silicon Valley. Since then, I've been at Walmart Labs. I built their product API that they're using today. Walmart, they are not a small company. They are a large company. And she built their API that they're still using. Again, she built the API for also eBay, I believe. That, don't quote me on that, but if somebody in the comments, if you know better, and for their international. But like I said, some information is hard to find. Also, I was the first head of growth at Stellar, which is a payments protocol, and we grew from 0 to 4 million users in 4 months. Unbelievable. She said, I am at 500 startups, and I'm a distribution hacker in residence, and basically what that means is it's basically an entrepreneur in residence. So she's talking about what she does, you know what I mean? They've invested in 1,000 companies with 150 million. She basically, it's a good read if you want to read it. Basically talking about what she is, how she wants to be, what she's done. And now, what I found interesting in this is, look at some of these places that she's out here doing and going to, right? Which means she's out here, if it's not just for the 500 startups, potentially for Stronghold. But she, like I said, she's built Rails and APIs for large companies. She's onboarded people onto Stellar. So companies that are looking to build their API out and grow and everything else, why wouldn't you look at Stronghold SHX? Why wouldn't you look at Tammy Camp, who's got a history of being one of the best? I mean, billions. Not many people could say that. You know what I mean? She says here she likes to have the freedom of a working lifestyle. So she says she's traveling. She's got back from Hong Kong, Taiwan, and the Philippines. But instead, I have to pay for my trip. I go and I talk to exciting new companies and kind of plan my trip. Next month, I'm going to Dubai, Jordan, and Oman. So she is still out there. She's all over the world working and doing whatever she has to do. Now, a little bit about the Walmart API to give you an idea and the overview of the scale of it. Here's from scrapfly.io. Walmart, with its extensive network of stores and strong online, has transformed retail by delivering a comprehensive shopping experience to millions. Walmart provides its partners and developers detailed a suite of robust web application for programming interfaces, APIs. These APIs provide access to operations for sellers, suppliers, advertisers, and developers, and more within Walmart's digital ecosystem. She built it. Tammy Camp, Stronghold, SHX. 2 cents. You don't believe in this company? I mean, I believe. You know, and here it is, an older tweet from Tammy Camp. We're going to get into this about Interledger. Interledger is coming alive. We launched a partner node on the Interledger testnet that facilitates USD on and off ramps. So as you can see here, new partner nodes on the Interledger testnet. There you go. Stronghold. Shout out to them. Part of everything. Now let's give you an overview of who Interledger is and what they do. As we said before, the Interledger protocol is a protocol designed for transforming value across different payment networks. It provides a universal way for money to be routed across disparate ledgers and systems, facilitating seamless transactions between cryptocurrencies and traditional fiat currencies. It was developed by Stephen Thomas and Evan Schwartz of Ripple Labs. So you've got the Ripple, ties, Interledger. Interledger works on Ripple. So not only does Stronghold run on the Stellar XLM rails, which we know Jed McCaleb came from Ripple XRP and then founded Stellar XLM. Now you've got Stronghold, kind of a unicorn, is able to work with both of them along with anybody else. See, just because they run on the Stellar rails doesn't mean that they can't work with Ripple on the, and off of their XRPL. They can't work with Stellar. They can't work with Circle, any of them. IBM. You see what I'm seeing here? You see what I'm laying out here? Stronghold can do all of it. So take that for what it's worth. You read up on this blog.mex.com. It kind of gives you an overview of what they do, who they are, what they're going to do. In conclusion, the Interledger protocol represents a significant technological advancement in the field of digital finance. Its ability to seamlessly connect different ledgers and support secure, low-cost transactions across network positions ILP as a critical component in the future of financial transactions. Whether it's in facilitating efficient cross-border payments, enabling micropayments, or supporting the IoT, ILP's flexibility and security make it invaluable tool for modern financial ecosystems. As digital finance continues to evolve, the role of protocols like ILP in fostering an interconnected economic world cannot be overstated. There you go. Don't sleep on Interledger protocol, ILP, Ripple, Stronghold, SHX, Stellar, XLM, that San Francisco treat. Now let's go into a little bit more about the other co-founder of Stronghold, which would be Mr. Sean Bennett. Sean Bennett, here's a little Medium article that he wrote, from 2018, kind of give you an overview of who he is. He was part of the secret Bitcoin project of Jed McCaleb's in early 2014, which he ended up finding out was Stellar XLM. He built the first Stellar USD anchor. At this time, he created CoinEx with a couple other people. In the mid-2014, it became the very first Stellar anchor because he was interested in the technology of getting payments across borders, across regions seamlessly and fast. So he dove right in. I do believe he was in medical school at the time. You can read the whole article. Kind of goes in there, and then as you can see, it's got 12 hours post-launch. It had 11,000 accounts. It looks like the first Stellar gateway is going live. So they were successful. And then at this time, the Stellar team started to engage with him. Obviously, they had a great opportunity. And his first in-person interaction with the Stellar's former head of growth, you might have heard of her, Tammy Camp. She made a 14-hour journey to New Zealand North Island, who attend a wedding of one of the founding members of Square, hello, who now happens to be a Stronghold investor. They all geeked out over Stellar and the future of the blockchain. It sounds like they had a couple drinks, got a little tipsy, got a little dancing, and formed a relationship. Now, this is in 2015, so they didn't open it till 2018. So now he says in 2017, Tammy and I joined forces to launch the Stronghold Exchange, hoping to become the second Stellar USD anchor. So, basically, wanted to the focus on blockchain, a real-world adaptation of Next, customer experience, kind of give you an overview of who he is, what he's trying to do. So, shout out Sean Bennett. The guy's a prodigy as well. Here's an article here. Another podcast, AroundTheCoin.com, episode 435. Sean Bennett, co-founder and CTO of Stronghold. Doesn't really have much into it, but if you want to, it doesn't have a transcript. If you want to give it a listen, it's on YouTube. It's right there. That's the episode. Listen to the man talk. Smart man. Good information. Now, another thing, before Sean Bennett went and joined Stellar, he was actually working with the XRPL. So, and to this day, he's actually still on the judging committee of XRPL's grants that they do, which is Ripple. So, as somebody who worked at Stellar, somebody who's worked at Ripple XRP, he's familiar with the technology. It's very similar, everything else. So he's got a strong tie to both. The man's obviously got skills. He's got abilities that both companies saw, utilized, and then Tammy Camp came in and said, this is somebody, if Tammy Camp believes in you and Sean Bennett, Tammy Camp, I feel like Voltron right there just got formed. Personally, I really love this company. 2 cents. It's just, yes. Love it. Can't say enough. Not financial advice again. Do your own research or don't listen to your guy. This is it. But let's get back to the topic. Sean Bennett, co-founder of Stronghold, is a San Francisco-based technology firm, which you know. At Stronghold, Sean has been focused on leading the development of retail and business payment products, utilizing differing payment modes from banking layer integrations to blockchain technology. Sean started building on XRP Ledger in 2014 as part of his first commercial venture in the distributed ledger space. So there we go. So he's still on the XRPL team. And now he's with Stronghold, and now Stronghold is working with, like I just said, everybody. So if you like the content that I laid out in this video, you want to see more videos like this, hit that like. Share it with somebody. Or don't. Enjoy it for yourself. Your choice. I want to say thank you for giving me your time. Thank you for listening. Hopefully you got something out of this. I know this has probably been told again and again and again, but I still wanted to put it out there and say this is why I love it, this is what I see, and maybe you see the same thing. So, like I say every time, chase a check, never chase a bit.